Hello Jazzy, today is Monday, which is completely false, and I'm so sorry to break the myth to you so soon, but if you think that I can write a script, film it, and then edit it productively in one day, you're crazy. I am also filming on Sunday night at like midnight, so excuse me for talking so quiet. Might be the only time you ever hear me speaking so quietly. Anyhow, I am not a fan of clickbait, so the video is as the title suggests. I know that rom-com isn't your thing, but neither is like plants and patio, so I think that making this video about something that I'm interested in might broaden your horizon and get you to be interested in watching romantic comedies. Does this give you a green light to spend an hour talking about Doctor Who to me? Yes it does. Am I regretting it? Well, we will see. Quick update, we've finished packing. The guys from Pack and Send are here on Monday, which is today, to take the stuff ready to be mailed away. I think my mother has intensified my teeth grinding problem. Actually, well, my teeth grinding problem has gotten worse, and I suspect is the stress that is largely coming from interacting with my mother. Correlation isn't causation, but that is what it is. I don't even know who said it first. I don't know if it's me, Rosaria, or McCrae. So if you remember who said it first, you need to tell me. That's it for today's segment. Onto interesting stuff. The following list is my top 5. It was originally top 10, but I got too tired. So it's top 5 romantic comedies you should and must watch. I try to be objective. Obviously I'm not, but you know how I judge it: the plot, the character, the technicality. Holiday rom-com is pretty, and like some of them sceneries are amazing, but I don't think aesthetic, filming techniques, and camera shots are really relevant for these movies. Instead, it will be based on how these rom-coms are. Are they balanced between romance and comedy, laughter and tears? Do we feel compelled to love these characters? Are you left feeling warm-hearted and good and satisfied like a bunny wrapped in a burrito blanket with warm hot chocolate milk? That is how we judge a rom-com. Alright, I refilmed because I hated the video last night. So what are we doing? Top 5 best rom-com that you should watch. First one, you guess it, you got it, is Roman Holiday, produced in 1953. Summary: stuck with boredom in her luxurious confinement, a princess escapes from her guardians and falls in love with an American news reporter in Rome. What do I have for commentary? The cast alone is marvelous. Gregory Peck nailed the winsome youth of a leading man. Audrey Hepburn is literally perfect as the innocent princess. So the cast is amazing, the characters are funny. This is one of the only movie, and I think it's because of its vintage, that really tackle physical comedy, and it does so successfully, because nowadays most humor comes from the dialogue and the plot, and sometimes done very filmsily, physical humor. You've watched the first few, like I think it was like half of the movie or like 1/3 of the movie. You've watched it. It's funny in the way like their body languages work. Dialogue good, plenty of love, so much more tears. I think because of its ending, which I won't spoil for you, kind of make you feel more like a wet rat than like a warm rabbit, but it also makes it more memorable. So can't believe you didn't watch the entire thing and I let you watch only a little bit of it, because it feels like a crime. So I really need you to watch it from the beginning to enjoy the full experience. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Rotten Tomatoes think the same thing, 95%. The second one, which honestly doesn't come as a surprise, and it's such a small margin between number 1 and number 2, it's When Harry Met Sally, produced in 1989. Summary: a chance encounter between two graduates culminates in a short-term friendship, but when fate brings them back together 5 years later, they are forced to deal with how they feel about each other. classic rom-com. You guess the ending. It's only one like relationship. You know they're gonna end up together, but that doesn't change about how amazing the plot is and the character is. The build up and the tension, completely worth it. I love that it was friends to lover and a light twist of enemies to friends. And the characters were just so lovable because of how long they sort of elongate it out. It wasn't romantic tension at first. It was actually building up relationship and love and like companionship. So really love it. Meg Ryan is literally like the 2000s Grace Kelly. I don't know if you understand that reference, but pictures gonna be here and you just judge by yourself how pretty she is. The dialogue, super witty, super like fun and full of banter. Some of these scenes are literally timeless classics. Any rom-com fans would be able to quote and tell you exactly what happened if you like mention the movie. Is as rom-com as it can be. 91% Rotten Tomatoes. Me, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Number 3, and people will be surprised about how high it actually makes in ranking. For me personally, number 3 is Man Up, produced in 2015. Now Rotten Tomatoes agree with me because it gave it like an 87% rating, so that's actually pretty decent. Summary: Nancy, a 34 years old single woman who is mistaken for a stranger's blind date and finds the perfect man for her in a 40 years old divorcee. It's a mature love, like a mature relationship. It's from both people who are in their late 30s and 40s. So the dialogue is really real, really natural, flow through, full of funny, witty banters, very British. The plot, original, and I just love Simon Pegg. He's one of the kind of guy who's like not my type, but your personality is so great it actually changes my mind. So absolutely gorgeous. The characters have so much personality. Really recommend you watch this because I truly believe it's an underdog, underrated movie. 4, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, produced in 2003. Summary: when Andy places a bet that she can get rid of any guy in 10 days, and Ben also wagers that he can make a girl fall in love with him at the same time frame, they find themselves in a wacky scenario that is doomed to fail. Partly make it this high in the ranking is because I just finished it like 2 days ago. But Kate Hudson in a yellow dress and Matthew McConaughey, just young Matthew McConaughey, is the sight to see. Obviously you're not crazy about people like I am, so that might not like sell you, but I think it's a super light-hearted, warm, funny movie. The plot I think is original. I think that Matthew McConaughey's character could have looked more in love and act more in love, but the plot is still amazing. The dialogue is still very back and forth and natural, and there's a really wholesome family scene in it. I think one of the characteristics of a good rom-com is when there's family in it. I just noticed there's strings of her pants coming down from here. So there is fun and sexy dialogue. Definitely not for kids, but since you're neither a child or having children, it is perfect for you to watch. Last one, number 5, it's The Holiday, produced in 2006. Summary: 2 girls from a different country swap homes for the holiday to get away from their relationship issues. However, their lives change unexpectedly when they meet and fall in love with 2 local guys. No rom-com list is complete without a good holiday rom-com. Like Christmas time is the time when you feel most in love and warm and like a bunny wrapped in a burrito blanket with hot chocolate milk. That is the time for you to watch rom-com. So a good holiday rom-com is very important. It's actually one of those movies that have healthy relationship, which is, by the way, going to be very important later on when I tell you the ranking of another very famous holiday rom-com. Other than that, I mean, the plot is classic rom-com. classic holiday, Christmassy, but it's beautifully written dialogue. There are many scenes that like really teach you a life lesson. Plus, Jude Law in glasses, young Jude Law in glasses. I don't even want to say anything else. So definitely give it a watch. The other ones, the 5 that I was supposed to talk about, but I got too bored and too lazy. Number 6 is 13 Going on 30. It has Julia Roberts and Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo play Hulk in Marvel. That might sell you. There are few things that left to be desired. The plot have a few plot holes in it where you're a little bit confused, but it's a very light-hearted one. One of those that's very easy to watch, easy to understand. It's cute, made me cry, made me laugh. So it's a good one overall. Number 7 is Love Actually in 2005. See, this is what I'm talking about. Beautiful movie, very Christmassy, got very great actors in it. But now that you think about it, some of the relationships are kind of wacky. So that's why Holiday made it so high and Love Actually didn't. That to say, Emma Thompson in one of the scenes when she is the mother, oh my god, you have to watch it. I think that was peak acting. Number 8, You've Got Mail. This is an absolute classic. Everyone who watched rom-com should watch this. I honestly have to admit that I didn't watch it until recently with Shirley. I'm pretty sure I sent you a picture. It's a really good movie. The plot is the most surprising of it all, very original, and it's one of those rom-com that I didn't even know what the ending was going to be like, so that kind of give it a little bit of a thrill. The dialogue, pretty alright. I think the slow burn wasn't as good as When Harry Met Sally. Also, I wasn't really convinced with the chemistry that Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks had. Anyhow, number 9 is While You Were Sleeping. It has Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman. Don't think you know either of them, but good original plot, lovely wholesome family scene, very funny, witty conversation, although the dialogue wasn't my favorite, and also the chemistry between Bill and Sandra wasn't my favorite either. That's why it made it to number 9 only. Number 10, I'm just gonna bring in Sabrina. It's a old classic from the 20th century just to complete the golden cinema experience. What's good about it? It has Humphrey Bogart, and Audrey Hepburn, and another guy that I forgot the name of. What's even better about it is, oh my god, you wouldn't think that Humphrey Bogart would be the guy that Audrey Hepburn fell in love with, but that's what it is. So there will be 5 more maybe movies, rom-coms that I haven't watched that we could watch together if you end up following my advice and watch these top 5 rom-coms that are amazing. And if you get hooked on rom-com, then we can have like a virtual watching together. I honestly, Jazzy, this is how I'm gonna sell rom-com to you as a pitch, like in Shark Tank. I wholeheartedly believe that woman can be both, or 3 things, or 4 things, or 5 things. Now, I'm not saying about multitasking. I am shit at multitasking, as you know, but the state of being is simultaneous. The act of doing doesn't have to be at the same time. You don't have to do all these things at the same time. I have seen tough women who can be both mother and businesswoman at the same time, so I'm not saying that it's impossible, but what I'm saying is you can totally read a chick flick on a Saturday and watch Hamlet on a Sunday. It doesn't take away from your reputation as a tomboy, your reputation as an academic, a scholar, or your masculinity. It is absolutely so fun to sit down, relax, turn your brain off with a bowl of ice cream wrapped in blanket and watch a very funny, light-hearted movie. And so that is why I think you should turn your brain off once in a while and give this one a try. Trust me. Anyway, I'll see you on Friday, Jessie.